Welcome back, everyone. While studying graphs, how do we know if a graph represents a function? This is where the vertical line test comes in. This is a simple method to test whether a graph represents a function or not by drawing a vertical line anywhere on the graph. This works because in a function, each input or x value must correspond to only one output y value. So let's begin to understand this concept in detail. Also, do like, share and subscribe to my channel as we proceed. Now first, what is a function? So a function, also called a mapping, in a relation in which no two different ordered pairs have the same x coordinate. Now, if we observe here, so in this part, in part 1 and 2, what do we see? The input values are 1, 2, 3, 4 and output A, B, C, D. So if you observe, input 1 has output B, 2 has output B, 3 has output D and input 4 has output C. So this represents a function as each input has only one output. Now in the second diagram, input 1 has value A, input 1 again has value B, input 2 has value D, input 3 has value C and input 4 has value D. So this is not a function as one input cannot have two or more outputs. Likewise, every function is a relation, but not every relation is a function. Now, what is a relation? A relation is any set of points which connects two variables. So, for example, y is equal to 8x minus 2. Now, this is a function as for any value of x, there is only one corresponding value of y, which we call as ordered pairs. Similarly, x is equal to y to the power 4 is not a function, since suppose if x is 16, then the value y will be plus minus 2. So this is not a function. Now we come to the topic vertical line diagrams or geometric tests. So just give me a moment to erase this part. So vertical line diagrams or vertical line test. So if we draw all possible vertical lines on the graph of a relation, the relation is a function if each vertical line cuts the graph not more than once. Now we'll begin solving few sums to understand this concept. Now, which of the following are functions? Which of the following are functions? Now I'll draw the figure. So this is x, this is y. Now this is the curve, which is an asymptote. Now solution. Now we have to find out whether this is a function or not. So if we draw vertical line, so each line cuts the graph just once. It is not more than once. So this is a function. This is a function. Next, now this is the figure. I'll draw here. So this is x, this is y. Now I'm drawing a circle. We have to find out whether this is a function or not by vertical line test. Now let me draw the vertical lines. Now, what do we observe? That the vertical line cuts the graph more than once. So, two times if we observe here. So, this is not a function. Not a function. Next, let me erase and draw few more diagrams to understand the concept. Now, this is y, this is x, and I'll draw the curve. It passes through the origin, and then now we have to find out whether this is a function or not. The following curve is a function or not by the vertical line test. Now let me draw vertical lines. So we observe that the line cuts the graph just once. So this is a function. Next, next curve is a quadratic function. Now, is this a function actually? It seems that no, it is not, because the vertical line cuts the graph more than once. So this is not a function. This appeared to be a quadratic function, but it is not. So today we learned about the vertical line test, which is a quick and easy way to determine whether a graph represents a function or not. By simply drawing vertical lines and observing how many points they intersect, we can clearly identify if each input has exactly one output. This concept helps build a strong foundation for understanding functions and graphing. So see you in the next lesson video. Till then, happy learning!